Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Hands-on Finances with me, Donna Jean. On this channel, we focus on budget-related topics that are accessible for everyone. So today's video is my February wrap-up, and I'll be breaking down where all of our money went, and then I'll be showing you how I've planned out my March budget and some changes I've made from February to March. So let's get into it. Okay, and we're back. So I use the Budget Mom method, and in her workbook that she has, one page of it is Where Did My Money Go worksheet. And this is the breakdown for February. So if you watched my previous video, I explained why our income was so high because of a severance from my previous employer and our tax returns, plus my husband's regular paychecks. So it looks like we earned a lot, but February was not a normal month. This gives you a way to break down each of the categories that you choose to track. I track every dollar that goes in and out of our account, so that's literally everything. Categories I have are food, utilities, miscellaneous spending, car, Amazon, eating out, cash spending, which is not physical cash, but things that we didn't budget for, but we needed to buy for whatever reason, our mortgage payment, and then how much we saved. So as you can see, our food budget was set at $650, and we spent $696.59. So we are over by $46.59. And then I use a calculator that I'll link down in the description below. It helps you figure out the percentage of each of these categories and your income, which I think is kind of cool because I think some people, try to live off 80% their income and save 20%, whatever, your percentages are. You can see that here. But my food budget was 4.9% of our total income from February. And then going down the list, we have utilities. I budgeted for $500. We spent $436.82. So we had $63.01 left over. Rollover is always good. And that was 3% of our income. Miscellaneous spending, we allotted for $100 and we spent $100.53. So we were over 53 cents, and that was 1% of our income. Car we budgeted for $380. That includes gas and my husband's car payment. And that we spent $442.98. So we were over $62.98. And that was 3.2% of our income for the month of February. Then we have Amazon. I allotted $100 and we spent $173.77. So we were over $73.77, and that was 1% of our income as well. Eating out, we give ourselves $250 a month. We spent $274.63, so we were over $24.63. Eating out equals to be what we spent was 2% of our income. Cash spending, random things that we bought, that, for example, the drill that we needed to trim the cabinet for our refrigerator to fit, that was $140 something that we used our checking account / buffer for a bunch of other random things that we needed for our house or life, or things that we wanted to buy that we didn't necessarily put in the budget to start with. And so that's something I would like to hone in on and try to get a little bit better about. Then we have our mortgage, which is the same every month, $18.12. That includes the mortgage payment as well as our taxes that go into our escrow account. And that was 13% of our income. And then savings, this is not a normal month. We normally don't get to save $8,596.73. That's a ridiculous amount of money saved. Like I mentioned before, it's not normal, but we're very grateful for it. And that was 61.5% of our income. and all that adds up to 100. Some of these numbers, after I put them in the calculator, I end up rounding up or down a little bit to make it a perfect 100 because of the cents. It doesn't always work out that way, but I just like even numbers. And our total income was $13,989.48. So that's how I know if I'm off, kind of like a checking ledger. If my total monthly spent doesn't equal my income, then I know I'm off. And this month I was actually spot on. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes I'm off a few $100s and then I have to go searching. Where did I mistrack something or did I double track something? And that can send me on kind of like a goose chase for a little bit. But this month I was spot on, which is kind of rare, to be quite honest. And then we're going to go into March. So I have my month that I started to plan out here. I'm using greens for March for St. Patrick's Day. We have an inflow from February. I had already saved for our mortgage payment and my not cash envelopes, but my variable spending categories. So like food, miscellaneous, Amazon, and eating out. I save that in a month in advance as well as our mortgage payment. So that will get added to our income for this month, or inflow rather. And then I put down all of our bills that we have for the month. And when we get paid, I don't start my new job until the 21st of March. So I won't really have income until then. I am doing some dog sitting and I'll get paid $500 on the 6th of March and then another $150 on the 20th. And as well as I interpret for a local church here. And that is just hit or miss if I end up going or if the student goes. So I don't really always put it down. That's usually just extra money. But it can be anywhere from $100 to $400 if they show up every week. And then at the end here, I used goals for this month. I have 3 goals that I'm putting out for myself, manifesting into the world. First one is to stay under/within budget for eating out. Last month you saw that we went over in a bunch of categories, and I would really like to get that under control. And that's one way is to just, put your focus towards that goal for that month or that category or a few categories. A physical goal, I would like to get 10,000 steps 5 out of 7 days of the week. And then also I would like to post to YouTube 5 times in the month of March, which is basically like once a week. And I think I should be able to hit that goal because I'm really trying to stay consistent here. Then what else do we have in March? I think we move on to here. Yeah. Okay. So here we have the individual categories that I track. So I had the food categories and my spending categories laid out in the previous workbook there that you saw. And then I track them individually. That way I can see what I'm spending on food, what I'm spending on eating out, so I can really take a look at what I'm spending. And keeps me on track. It forces me to do it every single day. So, like I said, I made some changes from February to March. There's a few reasons for these changes. One is because of inflation, and 2, let's just go through it and I can explain each one. So food, we had set $650 in the month of February. Now we're going to be upping that to $700 in March. That's basically just inflation and trying to keep up with it. We're really not buying anything different than we used to. So everyone's feeling it in their pockets right now. Car, $380 we had in February. I'm upping it to $500, which I think is a little high. I don't think we'll go to $500, but we did go over quite a bit last month in gas, and I just would rather set us up for success and have a little rollover for the next month rather than being under budget. And honestly, every month things change. Like one month you might be, maybe during the summer you go out and you're driving a lot because you have vacations or trips planned. and your gas budget will be ridiculous. And I think it's important to adjust your budget with the things that are going on in your life at that time. And I think that's okay. As long as you have the money and it's within your budget, there's no problem with adjusting it and planning for it. I think that's just honestly smart. Then we have Amazon and miscellaneous. I used to have it at $200 previous to me losing my job. I lowered it to $100 when I lost my job. And now that I have an income again, we're upping that back up to the normal $200. And then utilities, we're going from $500 to $700 this month. And mainly that's because I forgot to add our phone bill last month. So ended up being over, and that was just a silly error that I made, quite honestly. So yeah, those are the changes that we made for March. Hopefully we'll be able to stay within those and be successful. That's really the goal in all of this, right? Yeah. So I think that's everything that I wanted to show you guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below and I will respond to every single person that comments. I promise I will. And remember to share, like, and subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Once I get to 100 subscribers, we'll be doing a cash giveaway. So if I can get to that 100 subscriber mark sooner rather than later, we can all be a part of that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.